You spend 4 months standing completely still. You don't eat. You barely sleep. The temperature can drop below -60 degrees Celsius. The wind regularly reaches hurricane strength. And if you move your feet at the wrong time, your child dies. Welcome to parenthood. And somehow, that isn't even the worst part. Because before any of this happens, you make one catastrophic mistake. You are born a bird that can't fly, a bird that voluntarily lives in Antarctica, which is a sentence that should have been stopped by several committees. Think about this. Every other bird looked at Antarctica and said, absolutely not. You looked at Antarctica and said, I live here now. That's your first evolutionary decision. And unfortunately, it explains everything that comes next. Because Antarctica isn't a habitat, it's a warning label. No trees, no shelter, no food growing anywhere, no mercy, just ice, endless ice. Imagine opening Google Maps and intentionally moving to the world's largest freezer. Millions of years ago, your ancestors made one incredibly questionable trade. They gave up the sky for fish.
I choose this fish!
Decision changed everything. Because the moment you stop flying, you become something else entirely. Not a bird, not a fish. A very confused compromise. Welcome to life as a penguin. And, unfortunately, you've just been born. Now most baby animals receive some kind of welcoming package. A warm nest, a protected den, a comfortable forest. You hatch directly into climate hostility. Your first experience isn't love, it's weather. And Antarctic weather is not weather. It's a personal attack. Scientists have recorded winds over 120 miles per hour. That's not a breeze. That's the atmosphere attempting murder. Imagine stepping outside and immediately losing an argument with oxygen. That's a normal day. The good news, your parents are nearby. The bad news, so are 50,000 other penguins. Every single one wearing the exact same outfit. Imagine losing your child at a wedding where every guest is dressed as the groom. That's penguin parenting. And somehow they still make it work. Scientists studying penguin colonies discovered something incredible. Parents memorize the unique calls of their chicks. Because visually, good luck. From above, a penguin colony looks like somebody spilled animated chess pieces across Antarctica. Everything is black. Everything is white. Everything smells like fish. And somehow your parents still locate you. Which honestly might be one of the most impressive things penguins ever do. Because the rest of their lives are mostly controlled chaos. Take walking. Penguins are objectively terrible at walking. And I need you to understand, this isn't an insult. It's a design feature. Your body was built for swimming. Land is merely an inconvenience between oceans. Imagine building a Formula One race car and then asking it to climb stairs. That's a penguin. Every journey becomes an event. Every hill becomes a boss battle. Every patch of ice becomes a legal liability. Scientists regularly observe penguins falling over for reasons that remain deeply embarrassing. Sometimes they trip on rocks. Sometimes they trip on ice. Sometimes they trip on absolutely nothing. 1 second you're moving forward. The next second you're introducing your face to Antarctica. And somehow, this is the graceful part of your life. Because eventually, you reach the ocean. And everything changes. This is where the scam begins. On land, you look like a stressed-out bowling pin. In the water, you're a missile. The same animal that lost a fight against gravity 30 seconds ago suddenly transforms into an underwater fighter jet. You accelerate. You dive. You twist through the water like a living torpedo. Sometimes force. For the first time in your life, you actually look competent. And then you remember what's waiting beneath you. Leopard seals. Which are essentially what happens when evolution decides penguins have been happy for too long. Imagine a submarine. Now give it teeth. Now give it the personality of a horror movie villain. That's a leopard seal. Their entire lifestyle revolves around turning penguins into cautionary tales, which creates one of the funniest scenes in all of nature. Nobody wants to jump into the water first. Entire groups of penguins gather at the edge of the ice, staring into the ocean, waiting, watching, calculating. Nobody moves. Everybody knows the risk. The water could contain fish. The water could contain death. And unfortunately, those two things often occupy the same location. So thousands of penguins stand there collectively hoping somebody else volunteers. It's basically an office meeting. Eventually, one penguin falls in. Not because he's brave, because he's clumsy. And the entire colony immediately watches the results. If he survives, excellent. Important data has been gathered. If he doesn't, also important data. Congratulations. You've become Antarctic quality control. And somehow, this strategy has worked for millions of years, which may be the most penguin thing imaginable. Because penguins survive through a combination of teamwork, stubbornness, and making just enough good decisions to compensate for all the bad ones. Unfortunately, the bad decisions are only getting started. Still here. Might as well subscribe.
Hey, don't forget to subscribe. See ya.